everybody, and welcome to Fandom Fights. My name is Robert Parker. With me in the co-hosting seat is Andrew Barr, and we are here to host the Fandom Teams title match, the first one of the season. And boy, is it a doozy right out the gates, Barr.
Yeah, no, this is going to be wild. So we have Knights of Ren who have been here a lot.
Checks out.
And have, yeah, absolutely. The checks have been out. We've been collecting them, but we have a new up-and-coming team. We have a very promising player who's been rising through the ranks and a former team champion in himself. This is going to be wild.
Absolutely, yes. So Knights of Ren made up of team Tim and Tuig. Both of these people obviously have been champs for quite a while in this division. And their challengers today are the team of Guns and Ships, which is Albert Weird-Harma and Caleb Boatman. Let's see what these teams have to say to each other in the promos. We're going to throw it to them right now.
Title match time. How about that? Boatman's back. About same place where we were a year ago. And Albert finally here. Albert should have been here last year, to be completely honest with you. But you know, search engines and all. But hey, what we've got is a really fun match. And at the end of the day, Knights of Ren are a really, really strong team. They are a really strong team. We know we're up against Titans. But I mean, I think I like our chances. So what do you guys think?
I just want to say that, like, last match with Albert, that was, like, a lot of fun. Just, I think our dynamic works really well. I'm super excited. Like, no matter what happens at the end of the day, like, I'm just super happy with this team. So, like, I think, you know, like, again, we're going up against Titans. We are going up against Apollo Creed, but we'll see what happens. That's not in Fandom anymore. I know that.
Yeah. I mean, this is my first title match in anything ever. So this is exciting to me. This is daunting to me. And I know we're up against great teams. So I'm pretty sure we're both going to do our best here to try to win the title from them.
Absolutely. All right, let's play.
I think this is the nuclear option. I don't really know what the hell's going on in the Kingsman, but let me tell you. Bowman is the one person in this league that just doesn't like to play here a lot, but wants to play for titles. So he enters situations where he only has to be like 2 teams or something and get to the title point. Albert, I think you broke Kingsman rule number 1. You have to put Caleb Coho in that spot as your partner because he has to get to a title shot without doing work for it. Listen, you guys are the champions of this division. You are really good at what you do. So let's go do it. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, short and sweet promos here from both teams, but we do know, obviously, both teams are here to win. They're here to play. They are passionate about this game, and they're passionate about these titles.
Yeah, absolutely. And passion goes a long way, but the real trick here is going to be being able to pull those answers out in the time that you need. So both teams have proven that they can do that. Let's see how they do it under the lights of this championship match.
Absolutely. That leads us right into the rules for round 1, which work like this. You're going to get 10 questions from 10 predetermined fandom categories. You're going to have 15 seconds to write down the answer on a whiteboard. A correct answer is worth 1 point. Each team has 4 repeats to use throughout the entirety of this match. There is 1 challenge as well. If you win the challenge, you'll keep your challenge. If you lose it, you will no longer have that challenge. And if you get all 10 questions correct in this first round, any individual player, you'll be administered a bonus question worth an additional 1 point should you get that one correct as well. So if there are no questions from our competitors, I think we can kick this off, and I'll kick us off right away with the first question in round 1, which comes in the category of Marvel. How is Eric discovered as Magneto while hiding out in Poland at the start of X-Men Apocalypse?
Have you ever been to Poland?
I haven't, but I have cousins who are from Poland.
Really? What part of Poland?
That's a good question, Bar.
Is it north, south, west?
One of them. One. Pens down, please. They're from Warsaw, apparently. And we're going to start with Tuig.
He saves a co-worker by stopping a large metal object.
And Tim? You're muted. We can't hear you.
He saves a co-worker.
And Albert?
He tries to save a co-worker by lifting metal.
And Bowman.
I did not have it, and I'm going to request to leave and come back because there was like a giant time jump for me. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm not on a lag.
All right, so back after the first question. Knights of Ren go up 2, Guns and Ships 1. Bar, give them their second question.
Absolutely. Your second question is going to come in Pixar. Which Pixar movie features a landmark called Clawtooth Mountain? Now, if you could name a mountain anything, what would you name it?
That's an extra. Mount Doom. 5, 4,
Sounds
3,
dangerous.
2, 1. Absolutely. Pens down, please. This time we're going to start with Tim.
The Good Dinosaur.
And Albert.
The Good Dinosaur.
And Bowman.
I said Onward.
And Tuig.
The Good Dinosaur.
All right. The Good Dinosaur is the correct answer. With that, Knights of Ren going to go up 4 to Guns and Ships 2. Your next question in the category of Middle Earth. What food does Pippin find at the base of a tree after the hobbits fall off a cliff in Fellowship of the Ring?
Now I see why you wanted the
That's what they call a segue. That is a prediction. That's a little Easter egg for the next question. 5.
I don't know if that was
4,
a prediction as much
3,
as it was a plot.
2, 1. That's a better explanation for that. Pens down, please. Albert, we're going to come to you first.
I said potato.
And Boatman.
I said carrots.
And Tuig.
Mushrooms.
And Tim.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms are correct. With that, all right, 6 to 2.
All right.
Bar, you're up.
Your next question is going to come in the Wizarding World. In Prisoner of Azkaban, what magical beings are described by Hagrid as very proud creatures?
I like how you said that. It was like a Cool Whip or Will Wheaton.
Or whiskey?
Whiskey, yes. The
That's my safe
Wizarding
word.
World. Need answers?
See, you got to add a little flick to it
5,
when you say it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Boatman.
Hippogriffs.
And Tuig.
This just looks wrong, like I spelled it, but hippogriffs.
And Tim.
Hippogriffs.
And Albert.
Hippogriff.
Hippogriff is correct. Spelling does not count. So everybody gets it right. Clean sweep as we go into your next question, which is in the category of Planet of the Apes. In Beneath the Planet of the Apes, what item of Taylor's does Brent discover Nova is in possession of, leading him to believe that Taylor may still be alive?
Now, Robert, here's a question for you.
Yes.
You land on a planet of apes.
Mm.
What's the first thing that goes through your mind?
Wake up, it's probably a dream. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Fair.
The literal answer there, not a comedic one. Pens down. We're going to go to Tuig.
His dog tag.
And Tim.
Dog tags.
Albert.
His dog tag.
And Boatman.
Nope.
Dog tags are correct.
Your next question is going to come in DreamWorks animation. This is the other one. What's the name of the special day where Bergen's feast in Trolls? Bergen just sounds like a made-up name.
It does. You like a good feast?
Honestly, I cook a lot, so absolutely, but I prefer other people feasting on my food.
Well, that's very generous of you. 5,
I'm a generous
4,
cook.
3, 2.
Extra servings for
1.
everyone.
Pens down. That's very kind of you. Tim, coming to you first.
Trollstice?
And Albert.
I don't have anything.
Boatman.
I said Troll Day.
And Tuig.
Trollstice.
Trollstice is correct. All right. Your next question is in the category of James Bond. In License to Kill, what are Sanchez's scientists dissolving cocaine in?
You ever done cocaine?
I cannot confirm nor deny the details of any operation without the Secretary's approval.
Sounds like you're on it right now.
I like that.
That's what somebody who says
5,
cocaine.
4, 3. Right, that's not very absolving. 2, 1. Pens down, please. Albert, you're first.
I said petroleum.
And Boatman.
I said soap.
Tuig.
Gasoline.
And Tim.
I definitely misunderstood the question. I said a pool.
We can accept both gasoline and petroleum. Both Albert and Tuig will get that one correct. Current score, just to make sure I have it right, I have 13 to 6 right now.
That is what I have.
Awesome.
All right, your next question is going to come in DC. Your DC question is, what DC film has blah, blah, blah. Let me start that again, because I'm professional. DC. What DC film has supporting performances by Jennifer Jason Leigh, Dylan Baker, and Kieran Hines?
I like the restarts. It's very professional. Instead of trying to power through, it's very good to get the clean cut.
Look, I'm a professional. I don't stumble over my merds.
Never. 5,
So
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I think we're up to Boatman first.
Road to Perdition.
And Tuig,
Road to Perdition.
Tim,
Road to Perdition.
and Albert.
I said Jonah Hex.
Road to Perdition was correct. As we go into your now penultimate question, keep in mind Tuig's still perfect in this round 1. Your penultimate question, 9th question. Who plays cannibalistic outlaw Butch Cavendish in The Lone Ranger?
and the category was Disney live action.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yes. It's my bad. I'll give you a couple extra seconds. That's on me. Thank you, Bar.
You're good. Now, if you were in
5,
the Old West,
4,
you'd be a
3,
cowboy. I don't know.
2, 1. That was good. Pens down. Coming to Tuig first.
I think it's William Fichtner.
And Tim?
I think it is William Fichtner.
And Albert?
I said Army Hammer.
And Bowman?
Tim Fitchner.
Hold your
Yeah, keep
hold your thing up, boat. There we go.
There you
All
go.
right, thank
Got
you.
All right. Yep. William Fichtner is correct. So Tim and Tuig both get that one right, as well as Boatman. I'll
Nice
give it a
job,
second for Boatman's internet.
Do we want to do another
back?
leaving?
Do I need to leave and come back? Am I good?
Yeah, I would leave and come back just to finish up this round. All right. And Bar, take it away for their final question of this round.
All right, your final question of this round is going to come in horror icons. How do Dylan and Heather defeat Freddy in 1994's New Nightmare? Now, what's the most recent nightmare you had?
Well, I woke up on a planet of apes. It was very scary. And
This feels like it's
5,
falling back to
4,
something. But,
3. So it could be anything. 2,
yeah.
1. Pens down, please. We're starting with, I think, Tim.
Shot in the dark. I said, burn him in the furnace.
And Albert.
I said They Stop Believing.
And Boatman.
They read the script.
And Tuig.
Yeah, I think I blew it. They stopped fearing him.
Tim is correct. They do burn him in a furnace.
Oh, Tim.
That is correct. So no perfect rounds, unfortunately, because Tuig missed that one. So we're going to end round 1 with a score of 18 for Knights of Ren to 8 for Guns and Ships. And we will now go into round 2, which is the wheel round. It works like this. We have a bunch of categories on the wheel. Whoever's in the lead, in this case, Knights of Ren, gets to choose if they would like to spin first or second. Whoever's up at the wheel is going to take a spin at it. If they like the category they spun the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can respin, but they have to stick with the second option if they do choose to respin. They're then going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. If they don't know the answer, they can check to multiple choice. That means it's only worth 1 point. And of course, there is stealing in this round as well. So with that being said, I'm going to take a quick second and pull up the wheel, make sure we are all in our separate calls, and get the wheel shared for round 2. Bar, while I'm doing that, you want to go through the categories?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Your categories today are going to be Disney Animation, Fandom Oscars, Marvel, DC, Disney Live Action, DreamWorks, Worlds of DC, Wizarding World, James Bond, and Mission Impossible. Robert, remind me whose strengths are whose there.
Knights of Ren chose to put on Marvel and DC. Guns and Ships chose to put on Disney Live Action and Fandom Oscars. Or excuse me, Disney Animation and Fandom Oscars. All right. So, Knights of Ren, we have the wheel up here. Based on those categories, would you like to spin first or defer?
We're going to spin second so they can go first.
Okay. So we'll take Cody out and bring in Coho, the manager for Guns and Chips. All right. So Guns and Chips, you're up first. We're going to give your wheel a spin and see what you get. Today's wheel is sponsored by the Coca-Cola Company. Lands on Mission Impossible. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Make this argument. Stop. Yes. Oh, sorry.
We are going to keep this.
Okay. All right. They're going to keep it. So, Bar, I'm going to have you ask their questions since I'm in their call, so I'm going to mute so nobody can hear me. We do need one of you to be the designated answerer and make sure that's going to be Bowman, okay? And make sure you do your best to mute in on time because I'm going to be doing the countdowns as well. Okay? Good luck with your round 2 of Mission Impossible.
All right. So let me find those questions real quick. Mission Impossible, here we go. Your first question in Mission Impossible. What does Hunt attach to a helicopter windshield which explodes, killing Krager and Phelps in 1996's Mission Impossible?
Explosive gum, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. 2 points. All right. Your second question is, who plays Prime Minister of the UK in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation?
Tom Hollander, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. So your next question will be, where are you? There you are. Where is Owen Davian when Ethan and his team capture him in Mission Impossible 3?
How specific do you need it?
Need an answer. Like, I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think
5, 4, 3.
Vatican City, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right. Your next question is... Sorry. All right. Your next question is, what code name does Jane Carter use on the mission to seduce Nath in Ghost Protocol?
Five, 4, 3.
Venus, final answer.
That is correct. All right, and your fifth question in Mission Impossible is, what radioactive element do the arms dealer working for White Widow steal in Mission Impossible Fallout?
Plutonium, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right, so at the end of that round, Guns and Ships sweeping that category for the full 10 points, tying the game 18-18, as we will go over to Knights of Ren for their spin in this round. There we go. All right, so Knights of Ren, your first spin is in. And it lands on DC. Keep that or spin again.
We will keep it.
Okay. All right. We'll take Cody out, and then I will be asking you your questions in the category of DC movies. Once I stall enough to scroll and find them. Okay, there we go. Ready? Here we go. In Batman '89, what's the name of Grissom's mistress who is secretly sleeping with Jack?
Multiple choice.
5. Okay. Your options. Ooh, there. Where'd my tab go? Your options are A, Pam, B, Julie, C, Gertie, or D, Alicia. 5.
D,
Four.
final answer.
D is in dog.
Yes.
D, Alicia is correct for 1 point. All right, your second question. How does Superman destroy a net full of nuclear weapons in Superman 4: The Quest for Peace?
Throws it into the sun, final answer.
That is correct for another 2 points. All right, your next question. What rapper plays Martin, John's brother, in Steel?
Multiple choice.
5. Okay. Your options are A, Coolio, B, Ludacris, C, Ray J, or D, Ja Rule.
Can we get a repeat of the options?
Sure. Your options again are A, Coolio, B, Ludacris, C, Ray J, or D, Ja Rule.
A, final
5.
answer.
A, Coolio is incorrect. Chance for a 1 point steal from Guns and Chips. Your options again are A, Coolio, B, Ludacris, C, Ray J, or D, Ja Rule. Five, 4.
Ray
3,
J, final
2.
answer.
That is correct for a 1 point steal. All right, back to Ren for DC. In which South American country are the teams stranded in after faking their deaths in The Losers?
Bolivia, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question. How is Abigail Arcane related to Dr. Anton Arcane in The Return of Swamp Thing?
She's his stepdaughter, final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points. So in the round of DC movies, Knights of Ren is able to pick up 7 points, adding to their 18, bringing them up to 25. And that 1 steal from Guns and Chips will bring their score up to 19. So it is a 6-point game going into round 3. Anybody's game. 6-point game, which as we go into round 30, the filmography round, which works like this. We have a 1, 2, and 3-pointer, set 1 and set 2. One person on the team has to choose to answer the 1-pointer. This other person has to answer the 2-pointer, and then of course the team can collaborate on the 3-pointer. Both teams still have their full set of 4 repeats apiece. So we'll go into the filmography rounds. We're going to start with the team who's behind, in this case, Guns and Chips. Or excuse me, Knights of Ren, you have to pick which set you would prefer. Knights of Ren set 1 or set 2.
We'll go with set uno, please.
Okay, set 1 for Knights of Ren, and it'll be set 2 for Guns and Chips then. So, Guns and Chips, who will be answering your 1-point filmography question?
That'll be me.
Okay. We're going to have everybody mute off in all your separate calls because you don't need to be conferring until the final question of this round. And then Bar, whenever you're ready, you can give them their 1-pointer in set 2 of filmographies for Albert.
Okay, let me just get there real quick. In set 2, darn it, so many sets. Here we go. All right. Set 2, your 1-point question is, who voices a Pixar Manticore and plays a nurse in a Halloween movie?
Five, 4,
Octavia Spencer.
3. That is correct for 1 point. All right, so we're going to stick with Boatman for your 2-pointer now. 2-point filmography question in set 2.
Your 2-point question in round 3 is, Who plays a Hogwarts professor and a Mission Impossible CEO?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Okay, that is your
Alright.
first repeat.
Your first repeat. Who plays a Hogwarts professor and a Mission Impossible CEO?
Brendan Gleeson.
That is correct.
Correct for 2 points. You just go up to 22, so we're going to stay with you for the 3-pointer to tie the game if they hit this 3-pointer, and you can confer on this question.
All right. Your question is for 3 points. Who plays an ape senator and a Star Trek ambassador?
Three, 2,
Repeat
One.
the question, please.
sure.
Right, that is your second repeat. Your 3-pointer is who plays an ape senator and a Star Trek ambassador?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he did freeze there. Okay. So I heard what answer they were going to go with. That's what you guys had locked in. 1 sec. I'm going to wait for Boatman to come back.
Hello, am I?
We can barely hear you, Boatman.
Hello, am I back?
Nope. No, you're not.
I'm not. Final answer.
So the answer that they were going to lock in was Mark Leonard. That is incorrect. The correct answer was David Warner.
Oh.
All right.
So,
All right. So they did not get their 3-pointer. So their score after the filmography round is going to be up to 22. And now we'll hop over to Knights of Ren for their filmographies in set 1.
I'll be taking the 1-pointer.
So Tim's going to take the 1-pointer, and I will administer that. Your 1-pointer in set 1. Who voices a DreamWorks wolf and a necromancer in Middle-earth?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
That is correct for 1 point. That means your 2-pointer. Who plays a Marvel mutant and a Disney live-action planetary explorer?
Taylor Kitsch.
That is correct for 2 points.
Good job, buddy.
Okay.
And your final question that you can confer on, the 3-pointer in these filmographies in set 1. Who plays a YA rebellion leader and an MCU black market dealer? Five, 4.
Walton Goggins, final answer.
That is correct for 3 big points. That is correct. That'll bring their score at the end of the filmography up to 31 to Guns and Shields 22 points. So it is a 9-point game as we go into the new and improved round 4, the new and improved deep cut round. The way this works is we have, I believe it is 8 categories. I'm just going to double check that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I lied. We have 10 categories. And the competitors know both which categories are on this wheel and which movies are on this wheel. So the way it's going to work is we're going to spin the wheel for the first question, spin the wheel for the second question, spin the wheel for the third, and so on and so on. So feasibly, we could get repeat movies here. We have 5 questions written for each movie. Feasibly, we could get multiple questions from the same movie, or all different questions from all different movies is the way this is going to work. So I will bring up the wheel here in round 4. There'll be no respins, no anything like that. Knights of Ren still has 4 repeats. Guns and Shield has 2 remaining. So I will share the screen, and then I'll read out all the movies, and then we can get into the first
I'm going
spin.
to leave and come back quickly.
So while he's doing that, I am going to go through this. So your categories and movies today are Black Panther, representing the MCU, Frozen 2 for Disney Animation, Solo: A Star Wars Story for Star Wars, The Muppets 2011 for Disney Live Action, Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home for Star Trek, Shrek for DreamWorks Animation, Hunger Games: Catching Fire for YA Dystopia, Monsters, Inc. for Pixar, Escape from the Planet of the Apes for the Planet of the Apes series, and Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation for the Mission Impossible series. So with that, we do have Boatman back, so we are going to go into the first spin for our first question here. And it lands on Pixar Monsters, Inc. So we'll get the first question from Pixar's Monsters, Inc. Again, you can confer on this question. In fact, you probably should. It is worth, I believe, 2 points for a correct answer. No penalties for an incorrect answer or anything like that, but you do have to write it down, and your designated answer will have to reveal it at the end of the 15 seconds. So I will take you away with your first question, and it landed on Monsters, Inc. Pixar, so I'll give you your first question in that movie. All right. First question. What time does Mike wake Sully up at the start of the movie? Five, four, three, two, one. Pens down, please. We're going to hear first from Guns and Chips.
7 a.m.
I heard 7 a.m. and Tim for Knights of Ren.
It's 5 after 6 in the big monster city. 6:05. I think Robert's frozen.
I'm back. Hello. Sorry.
6:05 is correct. 6:05
Yes.
a.m. is the correct answer.
That was me cutting out that time. So that is a +2 for Knights of Ren, and Guns and Chips did not get that one correct. So I will bring up the wheel again, and we will spin again for your second question in the deep cut round. This wheel is sponsored by Progressive. This one lands on Solo: A Star Wars Story. So, Bar, would you read the second question in the list from Solo: A Star Wars Story?
Okay, there it is. Your second question in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Lando says he once won a subtropical moon located.
Five, four, three.
Repeat the question.
2. Okay, that is the first repeat for Knights of Ren.
All right, your repeat of Solo: A Star Wars Story is Lando says he once bought. No, I'm sorry. Lando says he once won a subtropical moon located where?
Four, three, two, one. Pens down. We're going to go to Knights of Ren first.
Osina?
And Guns and Chips.
We said the Outer Rim.
Don't think we can accept either of those. We're
It's
looking for the
Ocean.
Ocean Belt.
Ocean.
The Ocean Belt. All right, so no points gained or lost anywhere there. We will bring the wheel back up for the third question in this deep cut round, which lands on Disney Live Action, The Muppets. I will ask question number 3 from The Muppets. Your third question. Here we go. Name one of the 2 things Kermit lists when guessing the greatest gift ever while talking to the group in the house. Five, four, three, two, one. Pens down. We're going to go to Guns and Chips first.
I didn't know if you said 1 or 2, so I wrote down both. I'm not Jeremy Adamsing. Children and ice cream.
And Tim for Knights of Ren.
Thank you for clarifying that you're not Jeremy. I love that. Children, yes.
Both correct. Guns and Chips did have both, but they still only get the normal 2 points. Children and Ice Cream, both correct.
So mad I couldn't ask that question.
All right, we'll bring the wheel back up for the now 4th question in this deep cut round. It lands on YA Dystopia, which is Hunger Games Catching Fire. So Bar, if you would find the 4th question in the category of Catching Fire.
All right, there we go. All right. Your 4th question in the movie Hunger Games Catching Fire. When Katniss and her team meet up with Wyrus, Beatree, and Joanna, Joanna says they encountered which of the arena's hazards?
Five, four, three, two, one. Pens down. Let's see what we have first from Knights of Ren
Blood Rain.
and Guns and Chips.
I think it's also a video game, Blood Rain.
That is correct on all accounts. So right now, before we go into the 5th question of this round, we have score check. I have Knights of Ren at 37 to Guns and Chips 26. Currently an 11-point game. Guns and Chips have to hit here, and Knights of Ren have to miss for us to go into the final round. So
That is
bring the
correct.
wheel. Awesome. Thank you for the the double check. We'll bring up the wheel, and we'll get the 5th question in the deep cut round. This time from Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. All right, your Rogue Nation question, the 5th one of this round. Here we go. How much money does Ethan offer to Lane to let Benji go? Five, four, three, two, one. Pens down. Let's see what we have for Guns and Chips. And Tim, for Knights of Ren.
50 million.
We are
And-
going to challenge that.
Okay. What?
Well, because I
I'll
didn't
bring
write dollars.
Koha.
It could be 50 million pounds. It's $50 million specifically.
We need a manager to come into the main thing here. And
Hi. Yes, absolutely. We are going to make that challenge.
Oh my.
We are going to
Okay.
challenge.
Sorry, if
Okay.
we're going to play tic tac, we're going to play tic tac.
okay, we're gonna cut here and
When
go
were
to
we
a quick
playing
challenge.
tic-tac?
Why do all the monsters come out at night? Why do we sleep?
All right. Hello. We're back. So the ruling on the field, if you can say that, was that both teams got the answer correct. The Guns and Chips answered $50 million. Knights of Ren answered 50 million. There was a challenge on the field that 50 million should not be accepted. It's not specific enough. We went back, we reviewed the scene, we reviewed a bunch of other stuff, and the ruling we're going to say is that Guns and Chips challenge is correct, that we did need the dollars. The exact quote in the scene is $50 million. He shows it up. So Knights of Ren will not get that question correct, and Guns and Chips will. That will bring their total up to 28 to Knights of Ren's 37, which means we will go into a 5th round. So the way the 5th round works is it's the betting round. So we're going to say a category. Each team has to choose which member of their team they would like to take that question, as well as how many points between 0 and 2 you would like to bet. Then the next competitor on the team has to take the next category. You decide again for 3 and 4, and then you have to confer on the 5. Again, you can bet between 0 and 2 points. If you get it right, you get the points. If you get it wrong, you lose that amount of points. We end when a team is mathematically eliminated, or we've gone through all of the 5 questions. So with that, the score is 37 to 28, and your first category in this round is Star Trek. Please confer and tell us who will be taking the question and how many points you would like to bet. Okay, do we have it here? Okay, so Knights of Ren, who will be taking the question? Nick. Okay, and how many are
Me,
you betting?
and I'm going to mute over here, and I'm going to bet 2 points.
Okay, and who will be taking it for Guns and Chips?
I'll be taking it and also 2 points.
Okay, so because there's no confirm, we're going to ask that you mute all in your separate calls. Both teams betting 2 points. Nick and Albert each taking this question. Bar, would you like to read them their Star Trek question in the 5th round?
Sure, and please correct me if I'm saying this name incorrectly. All right, so how many different forms does the shapeshifter Marcia take in the undiscovered country?
Marcia, but you're very, very
Marcia.
close.
Ah, I was like,
They know who you're talking about. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. We're going to start with Knights of Ren. Nick.
I said 4.
And Albert?
I also said 4.
4 is correct. Both players get it correct. 39 to 30. It was 4. It was her own form, the young child, the big brute, and then Kirk himself. So now this question in the category of MCU will be to Boatman and Tim. Please confirm how many you would like to bet. Boatman and Tim in the category of MCU. All right, let's see what we're betting. First with Knights of Ren, Tim.
0.
Okay, and Boatman for Guns and Chips. Okay, so Tim will answer for stats, but we need Boatman to answer for points. Your question: how many people wore the Iron Patriot armor throughout Iron Man 3? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Tim.
3.
And Boatman?
3.
3 is correct. All right, so that brings Guns and Chips up to 32 to 39. Is a 7-point game with 3 questions remaining. That is 12 still to play for. So we will need to decide who is taking it again and how many you're betting, this time in the category of Disney animation. Okay, looks like we're all ready. Who is taking it for Guns and Chips?
I am, and I will
Okay,
be betting 2.
All right, and for Knights of Ren?
I will, and I'm betting 0.
Okay. All right, Bar with their question in Disney animation.
all right, your Disney animation question is, in Zootopia, what's the name of the shrew who is the most feared mob boss in Tundra Town?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Boatman, we're going to come to you first.
Mr. Big.
And Tim?
Vito Corleone.
Tim, unfortunately incorrect, but Mr. Big is correct. So Boatman will bring Knights and Chips up to 34 to 39. 2 questions left, 8 points to play for, and it is a 5-point game as we go for Albert and Nick in the category of Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we all set. Albert, how many would you like to bet in Pixar?
2.
And Nick?
0.
All right, your category of Pixar. In Toy Story 3, what toy gives Woody the idea to escape through the trash? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Need pens down, please. And we're going to come to Nick first.
The phone guy.
And Albert?
I just said the baby.
The phone was correct. And your winner, and still the Fandom Teams champions, Tim and Nick, the Knights of Ren, with a final score of 39-32. It was the chatter phone, the phone. He does not have a specific name. They call it the chatter telephone or the telephone toy. We would have accepted any of those answers. So that ended. That was a heck of a match, Bar. I'm sure these competitors have lots to say about it. We're going to throw it to post-match first with the victors. That would be still champions, Knights of Ren. Man, that was a close one. That was a good match, though. You guys fought both near perfect in round one. Very strong filmography round. How do you guys feel about how you did today?
Cool. Listen, I'm really happy that challenge happened because Fandom, you guys are going to have to really get all your answers correct now to the dollar. Some would say. Listen, First Order gets a really bad rap of being assholes and douchebags. Gosh, if you could see the Kingsmen, the stuff that gets cut out of matches, you would really just wonder. We're a dominant team. Listen, Bowman, congratulations. You got to a title match because somebody picked you that was in a number one contenders match. You studied for a little bit, and you guys scored 8 points in round one. I just, whatever. You did well in Mission Impossible. I'm glad you watched the set of films and you were able to do really well. At the end of the day, this was going to be what it is. I'm okay that you didn't get knocked out. We didn't need another knockout on our record. It doesn't matter when the titles are in our hands. So it doesn't matter if we win by 1 point or 70. So that's real cute. Some would say, they're going to be if we're going to be ticky tacky, they're going to be ticky tacky, which I love. But yeah, Coho's a bitch, Albert's nice, and Boatman I work with every day. But man, douche on this match. That was one of the worst challenges. As the famous manager once said, I think we'll be on the right side of history on this question right here. So it should have been a knockout. We didn't have to answer any questions really, except that one question in round 5. So Albert, find a different partner that will actually study Fandom the full year round, and maybe you can make a run because you did really well. You guys got anything to say?
Tim, you're muted.
I'm muted. No, I'm really happy with the way we played. Both of us getting 9 points in round one. Like, we put in a lot of work. We weren't letting this go by because we knew that it was going to be a tough fight. I love Boatman. I love Coho. I love Albert. They're all my friends, especially Boatman and Coho. But dear God, ticky tacky is going to be the thing that I am going to say to Mr. Coho every day for the rest of the time that I know him. That being said, I had a lot of fun in this match. I'm really happy with the way that we played. I think we're in a really good spot for the rest of the season. I'm happy.
Yeah, and I'll cap things off on a lighter note. Obviously, we're not super happy with everything that happened. First of all, I want to say thank you, Robert and Andrew, because you guys had to make the call, and that's really hard, and I've been in that spot. So even though we didn't agree with the call or like the call, I appreciate what you had to do in order to make it. So thank you both. Guns and Chips did really well. They actually did. Even though it looked like it was over in round one, me and Tim were nervous because we were like, we can't blow this lead. And then they swept their round two, and we were like, oh, shit, what if we blow this lead? So they did good, and they do deserve some hats off. Regardless of this, we'll get over it. We'll come back stronger. We'll knock out the next team. Maybe it'll be Goa.
It's possible.
All right, so thank you. Congratulations on a match well played and on still being the champions. And we'll throw it over to Guns and Chips and their manager, Coho. Nice job, guys. You played well. A little bit of a rough start, but an excellent round 2 and a pretty good filmography, pretty good deep cut. You guys played well. There's nothing to hang your head about. How do you feel about how this went?
No, we definitely could have played better.
At the end of the day, round one. I'll be honest. I had a bad round one. So that's just the way it went. I did. Sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. At the end of the day, yeah. Did we not play our best? Yeah. Does that hurt a little bit? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel pretty good. I think that we're just gonna get this out of the way. The challenge is one I make 10 times out of 10. We talked about it. Is it the most bullshit challenge? Maybe. Oh yeah. But I wear that pit. I'll wear ticky tacky like a badge of honor on my arm. For that. At the end of the day, we avoided a knockout. We got to the next round, and it definitely got under Cody's skin. So it did a bunch of things, and that helped. So I make that play 10 times out of 10, and I am okay with it. So yeah, at the end of the day, is this not what we wanted? Sure. Did we not play the rest game? Sure. But I think we've shown that we'll be back. This is a team that's going to be back in this position again.
Yeah, I mean, this is our second match. We could have definitely done better. We did the best that we could in this particular match. They outperform us definitely. But yeah, I mean, that's the way of the game. Sometimes there are challenges thrown.
At the end of the day, this was our second match as a team.
True.
In terms of I think we're gonna get it. We can only go up from here.
Yeah.
True.
Absolutely, yeah. So we will see you guys hopefully back soon. Definitely played well, just not quite enough to beat the current champions. So thank you for coming out, and thank you for performing a great match. Bar, any last thoughts before we close this off?
Any last thoughts? I mean, Knights of Ren showed, that they're still the team to beat. Guns and Ships showing a real strong match today. But you know what? They've got more matches coming down the line. They may get back here eventually.
Absolutely. So from myself and Andrew Barr, from the managers, Coho and Cody, and from the players, Tim, Nick, Albert, and Boatman, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time on Fandom Fights.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh?